District Attorney's Office. I want to go ahead and state, not only reacting by invasion of privacy due to law enforcement having illegal cameras in my home, not only committing child crimes with them for 30 years, but committing terrorist activity, torture by mayhem, and by hate crime, anti-Semitism, and with them connected to a Nazi party committing espionage crimes and the planned attack on the White House where they plan to murder the president, as they already murdered one of their Secret Service bodyguards and impersonated one on court documents on the date of 9/16/2017. I want to state when the initial crime happened of May 4th, 2017, which an ex-CIA director stated himself that the new world war would be started off a cyber terrorist attack to the White House. Exactly what was conducted on May 4th, 2017, as I was writing the president a letter, a digital letter that you could write through www.whitehouse.gov, where you get to put your own digital letter for the president or comments. So what I did was I wrote a letter to the president, stating my situation and how I found a device like he found in his office. I remember when he found a transmitter in his office and I found one in my home. I let him know that I was being tortured by the Federal Bureau of Investigations by hate and by the L.a.p.d. I want to state CIA is involved as well in my torture, and I do want them charged as well. Now, I want to not only state that what happened was on an unofficial operation where FBI was on my Wi-Fi, and there's an FBI living in my building and has other meetings, not only paying off the residents in my home, but every time I take a shower, leave the house, over 500 to 600 burglaries have occurred. I want to state as 24/7 through shows on the internet, you'll be able to see it live all day long in my house. We're going to go ahead and show you, take you through a quick walkthrough, but not till we show you the TV purchased at Best Buy and the camera and how they're manipulated, but all the devices ever bought from Best Buy, including once finding the FBI speakers on an Asus laptop. And FBI not only being in trouble for this with Best Buy and Geek Squad before, but Geek Squad being outside my house with the federal agent in mid-December 2015 when I found the FCC Part 15 Model 3AA-TC unlicensed transmitter for wiretapping and communications. I want to state not only it was a war crime that they committed to me, I want to state Nazi dictatorship was found in FCC products in my home, including a switchboard that was taken out across the street of the FCC, and then they had a TV used as a switchboard in my house, which once taken apart through undetectable plastic chips, and you can see the suspects walking out the building who are involved in the cyber crimes, but who walk out and come in by the hundreds, but L.a.p.d. sending them in. So I do want those two men both charged and arrested for those crimes as well. I want to state you'll be able to find all the rest of the suspects behind this wall. I want to state the camera that's behind this wall, it's connected to the internet for the last 6 years, even caught the murder of Miles Rose. I want to state not only will that camera have everybody in handcuffs that came in this building, but I want you to notice that school bus. Now, what happened was, let's go ahead and finish with the TV and then I'll state the next statement. Now, as you can notice, undetectable motherboards through TVs. I want to state this TV was entrapped by L.a.p.d. on the day I went to DD's. Not only L.a.p.d. following me on every street doing staged events, and that's what I was going to get back to, excuse me. FBI was under my Wi-Fi, and we're going back to May 4, 2017 when I was writing that letter. Now, FBI was under my Wi-Fi under their Wi-Fi name FBI2, which was later changed to FBI Radar 1. Radar is what they use, radar and radio frequency, as the crimes they're using to commit this are undetectable crimes or crimes that nobody would suspect. Now, I want to state, not only did they send a 5-page virus on that date, but crash the computer system. 5-page virus to the White House doesn't make sense. It's a life sentence crime. Now, the problem is it's a cyber terrorist team working for over 30 years. Not only is this planned for over 40 years, but my dad was a victim of the FBI by poisonings, and me and him saying a similar thing. We both take the poison to be immune to it, to make us stronger. And his friend told me that is how I know, or else I would have never known that. I want to state my dad's life was ruined. I believe his brother was killed as well by the FBI to break him down, as FBI purposely made my dad lose everything in his life. But I remember my dad, he was getting poisoned for sure, because something was happening to him that I do the same thing, and that's how I know that. I want to state on the date of May 4, 2017, FBI was caught committing a crime on an unofficial operation called organized gang stalking, which you can find the definitions on my website. I want to go ahead and let you see it. If you have any problems, any questions, just go right here. I want to state 15% of this website is my horror film. So if you see any like evil stuff, it's my horror films. I was in acting and I could prove it to you. You could go to my MySpace. You can see my acting stuff on the internet. All right. Go ahead and take a look at that. Take it, soak it up as best you can. This is nothing compared. And we're going to show you the evidence that proves all these facts that are right here too as well. Like the DWP phone. I'll show you the G code found inside the chip. That the only thing lights up is G. Let's go ahead and keep on looking on that. Let's take it real slow. Take your time. Don't rush now. Don't rush now. Here, let me move this out your way now. We don't want you missing anything, all right? Don't blink, okay? Because if you blink, you might miss something, all right? Don't blink. And then we'll get to the what we found in the TV, and both TVs actually, including the 911 motherboard in the FCC and a Nazi chip inside with the SS logo and an iron cross inside the FCC switchboard that was used as a TV where everybody could hack in my house through the internet. And that's how they were committing the crimes. I want to state they use Xbox in the football cartridges, including Mr. Twitch, suspect involved with not only child pornography, but involved with child endangerment by blocking lines and helping hack lines by being involved with the crime. He is also a child crime suspect and now will probably have a rape charge on his jacket. I want to state not only was his name under the BlackBerry Bold phone I bought, but before purchase and him controlling it, as what he does is makes video games, but tortures disabled people, and from their disablement, the ones that have the leg moving problem, where the leg continuously moves, what he does is make video games and has people feed off of negative energy and torture disabled people by their disability and do that's a crime against humanity. So don't forget to charge him for that and terrorism as well, including trillions of dollars in cyber crimes. And terrorism, as he will pick up a terrorism charge as well. Now we're going to state facts and only facts. I want to state one thing. On my website, Mark Shallit, 902 at Instagram.com, you will see just about every chip and motherboard you need to convict 400 million suspects, including take 200,000 companies in the United States who profit off of terrorism and profit off of our military being killed in the wars of Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, I want to state I'm a man in physics. You look up on the internet, you'll see evolution in physics is what I do. I want to state illegal phones are sold to me. I want to state the AT&T phone that was inside my house at the phone number 818-654-6955 of the time of the crash, which was May 4, 2017. I want to go ahead and state this. What happened was this coming up next. Now, what happened was not only 3 different phone companies were billing 818-654-6955 at the same time, which we have bills for, which is AT&T, Spectrum, and Pacific Bell, and how they kept Secret Service in the air, not knowing about how they pulled it off. I want to state what happened was the suspects that have terrorist-bound companies, they put a camera on their product to not only keep eyes on me so they can facilitate my torture, but not only while they committed a terrorist act, but while they still plan to attack 5 different major government buildings. I want to state, I was transferred to Homeland Security. We're going to be doing another 911 call since they said if a crime is going to occur to a government building to call them. So I will be transferred from 911 to the same lady I talked to last time. I want to state, as you can see, Parliament cigarettes. Do you see a camera there? Or is it not too obvious for you? Now, if it's not too obvious for you, go ahead and go to the camera code. Or we can start with the microchip in it first. And then we go to the camera code that proves it's electric in a camera, which it states right there in numbers and letters. It's a material. Yes, exactly. Very good. So, FSC suspect who has been paying people $25 to $45 an hour, not only connected with FCC, but to commit the very crimes Department of Justice has been looking for in the last 4 to 5 years for those hackings that Department of Justice been stating about the CIA, FBI, and the rest of them. Well, the problem is Department of Justice, the very people that be committed crimes to those websites are the very people that own those websites. So there you go. Take that bone and chew on that for a minute. And every time I call you, it doesn't seem you want to help me. So, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me for living, or excuse me for being Jewish. I'm sorry. Now, I want to go ahead and state How I can prove this is planned for over 40 years. Now, I want to state, and I mean planned as an attack that FBI is involved with, and I believe FBI is involved with the murder of JFK, and I believe I have the proof of it, and the golden ticket was stolen that was found behind the picture but matched up a print of FBI's, which leads to JFK's murder. Now, we can continue on. Now, I want you to go ahead and take a look at this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and state you can hear police sirens, or you can hear L.a.p.d. as they're both involved in my torture and Nazi dictatorship. But the district attorney did pick up the case, and I'm sure they're all going to be in jail very soon. I want to state they committed a war crime, the first ever in United States history, and that's not before the initial crime of May 4, 2017, and then the Secret Service impersonation on 9/16/2017, and then facilitating torture by hate crime, but for protecting my country. And committing radiation poisoning, electrocuting me in my bed, till I taste battery acid in my tongue, and doing it every day. And not only that, poisoning me, giving me stuff to cause me severe illness, like metal contaminants, mercury, stuff to get me ill and die. You know what I mean? FBI doing it. I want to state FBI is responsible for about 60 to 70% of United States counterfeit currency right now, and other countries as well. I do want to state that we do have evidence of that. And I believe they're doing it from their Logix banking. So I want you to take a good look at this cat right here. Go ahead and take a look at that cat. You see that pussycat? Just like these guys are, pussycats. Go ahead and take a look at their pussycats. Meow meows. I call them meow meows. Because they're fucking pussies. At the end of the day, selling out children, raping children, and the rest. Selling out our country. See the cat with the circle? Now, this from a 1928 part. I want to state, look at this, and you're going to be amazed. You see the same cat logo? And look good now. You see it? Well, ain't that a son of a bitch? Well, the problem is this thing's a key. There's the only big problem with it. Yeah. It's a key that moves mechanically in the inside. And that's scary. Very scary. Now, not only did it have a G on it, I want to state this thing. How it linked to the very G and the GGG, or the GG, or the G string they wear. Now, I want to state, go ahead and look at that wing there. You see a G there? Tell me if you do or not. If not, it's on the other side. That's all that means. Hold on. Let me get it for you. Let me help you out. Let me help you. Hold on. Well, first things first, let's go ahead and get to what I was stating, what came off the TV. Go ahead and get that right there. And most likely that's magnetic and how people are connected to it so easily. But it could be something else as well. Those are microchips through the metal. Yes, they are. That's how things work these days. Okay. Go ahead and get this. Don't worry, FBI. I didn't forget to tell them about what I'm going to tell them right now. Trust me, I got you on lock. Except I want to state the FBI guy. I know where you live, FBI. He's golden. Don't touch that guy. He's a straight, real FBI agent. Good man, does his job, not like the rest of the FBI I try to talk to. Now. See that? Well, I want to state, to prove the FBI involved with a crime on the initial phone, and I want to state those serial numbers on the chip with the camera on it that were found in the AT&T phone, which proves AT&T for funding terrorism. I do want to state I want their bank frozen. All their money frozen. Whatever deals they did in the last 6 months frozen. Whatever deal. When they sold it to whoever they just sold it to, freeze that money. Freeze it. And take that money right into your hands. Because I want my piece. And I want to state AT&T funded terrorism by the thermopatch. Not only found inside the home phone of the 818-654-6955 AT&T home phone, which contains serial numbers you could see on my website for reference, which is right here before you, and has a camera on it, which stated that AT&T had knowledge of a crime going to be conducted to the White House, but put a camera on a thermopatch so they could retrieve it instead of report it to the White House, which means they funded terrorist activities in the United States. You see that car pulling up right there? The Jeep? He didn't pull up for no reason. I'll tell you that much. I want to state 95% of that building across the street is involved with a life sentence crime and act of terrorism. Don't forget to arrest them. Most people are going to be running out. That's what they're going to do. All right. Now let's go ahead and get to the severe evidence that they need right now. They need a real good wake-up call. So today is Bloody Sunday, I call it. So we're going to go ahead and play U2's Bloody Sunday because I say, hey, might as well play that. No, here. Let's go ahead. And now we're going to go ahead and state how Tesla, Spectrum, and other people committed the crimes. Now, I want you to go ahead and take a look at this TV that L.a.p.d. entrapped. Right? Just take a good look. Hold that thought for a minute, okay? I want to state there's a temple there. We'll get to that in a second. But these things are found on everything. Right here. And I mean everything. That links. And why is how they drive by millions of people but commit crimes by connecting to it. Okay? I do want to state that for the record. Now I want to state also another thing. There was, like a styrofoam, but this kind of material. They use that as chips these days too, that hold information. And I do want to state on home phones as well. Let me show you something so you know and have knowledge about it as well. I do want you to see it because that way you know what's going on here and I don't have to surprise you later about it. And where did I put that? And I believe it's right here. You hear it? What did I say? And that's invasion of privacy. I do want to state that for a fact. So they're retaliating what I do in my room when I pay rent, but paying off the people in my home to torture me by Nazi dictatorship. So this is going to be another attempt on them. And they're going to be going to jail anyway, so who cares? They're losers and child molesters, so who cares? This is another thing found on the laptop. You notice it's got the same clock patterns? Go and take a look at that. They're trying to make it hard for you to see. Don't worry. I'll just give them worse of a punishment after this, and then they'll regret it. It's not a problem. I know how to work with monkeys at the end of the day. And they can be punished if they want to be. Now, we're going to go ahead and let you check out some stuff for evidence. I want to state that chip does prove FBI. Oh, the one that we're talking about, the one with AT&T that you can see on the website, and it's labeled AT&T chip with the serial numbers and camera on my website that you just saw. I want to state not only proves FBI involved with terrorism, but that chip proves FBI doing business with AT&T in my home, profiting billions of dollars, stealing information along with Spectrum, Amazon, and many other people stealing information from my home. And I do want all of them arrested, and I do want to sue them civilly and take back all the money they made from my story they sold to Avengers, the Throne games, and Avenger games, and all the rest of whatever they did. Sold my story, The Beast, to J.K. Rowling's. Everything through the BlackBerry phone I do have, and that way they can be convicted. I want to state another important fact in the case, that ABS was how... Okay, let me go and say it from the beginning. Now, as Radar 1 was FBI Radar 1, and their counterpart was Surveillance Van 3, and then changed to Surveillance Van 4, like FBI was FBI 2, and then changed to FBI Radar 1. I want to state they included a 4-man white sticker tech team. The closest one parks here. All 4 parked with 250 feet radius of my home, not more than 250 feet. I want to state the other one was a white surveillance van across the street. The other one was the Ford vehicle that was to the right. And the other one, the white surveillance van on the other side. Now, I want to state there's a 4-man tech team. This is a special tech team, not only the professionals of it all, but one of the tech teams that left was the one in front of my windows, the one tech team that left an initial motherboard, but proving they're planning to explode or plant bombs and chemical agents in the Empire State Building and 4 other facilities. I want to state that number 1 importance is no state of emergency to be declared, or else you can cause death to 85% of the population. I want to state that, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on paper and sign it, because I'm the one been handling this case, and I don't want 85% of the population jeopardized, and it will lead to our end. It's not going to happen. No state of emergency to be declared. Okay. Now, we're going to show you the L.a.p.d. vehicles that have been misusing city funds but committing more crimes than any neighborhood gang in the United States. And they only been here 10, 12 months, but illegally misusing city funds. As 2 nights ago, they took 26 helicopters. You see that white surveillance van that just pulled up? That's going to be the next suspect. He was involved with the last whole week of crimes and probably before that as well. Don't forget to book him in, because where he's parked, there's a camera right on his license plate. So he's going to jail anyway. You notice he got out the car, but the first time he ever got out the car, usually stays in there and just hacks me. He's one of the hack units that they got. But he could get life for what he just did right now. And now he's like, oh shit, where'd I go? What'd I do? Yeah, of course. You never did that part before, though. Now, if you look by the building, you'll probably see to the right of the building, right at the end of it, you probably see a vehicle just a little bit under the fence main bar that goes across the top. And then if you go above to the left, you'll see another vehicle. And that opening of the tree where it's directly of the video screening right now. And then 1, 2, if you're looking at its direction to the left of us, and above a little bit as well, as you'll see all 3 vehicles over there. And if you can see them on my website. I want to state, not only have they committed over $670,000 trillion in crime, but by cyber, I want to state putting our United States in debt. But exactly who the Department of Justice is complaining about the whole time. So at the end of the day, now they know, and now they can't make no excuses. I want to state 1-800-FBI-TIPS if L.a.p.d. didn't hack them all like they hacked the Pentagon. They should have been in jail a long time ago, because 30 years of child crimes in my bathroom was reported and they never did shit about it. And connecting to the very Brown University and L.a.p.d. and the very Tesla cartridges that Tesla not only involved with funding terrorism, but initiates their new car purchasers into a private little, initiation of a gang or whatever they have, and use those vehicles to commit acts of terrorism in the United States, as there's been a big United Kingdom and Iranian conflict going on. I want to state red flag issue was thrown up when my lawyer turned to Iranian. My Social Security lady turned Iranian, and my doctor turned Iranian. That's a red flag. And I want to say all my friends married to Iranian people. And it was a big Iranian thing, and that's what's called a red flag issue. And that's why when I called 1-800-FBI-TIPS and stated that like 2-3 times, and whenever I stated that, the phone would hang up on me for some reason. Very important, right? Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to leave you off with a couple more things, and then we'll continue on later. This will be part 1 for the District Attorneys Office that's supposed to be handling the case. Now, I want to state... this is a serious problem. It is a serious problem. I want to state manipulation was used, of course, through money. I want to state they tortured me and my father by race, but the very FBI, when I tried to go into the FBI building, would not report a crime for me committing the crime of color of law, color of authority. I want to state, first things first, this crime was planned before I was born. But they tortured my dad. And him not even knowing he was going to have me. But they tortured him and broke his whole life to pieces. Made him suffer his whole life because he was going to have me as a son. And this is FBI committing the crime of hate. But FBI linked to the child pornography in my bathroom for 30 years too. But they could arrest the subway guy, right? But they don't arrest themselves? Now, not only CIA involved. CIA acting like a fucking retard. Not only are they cocaine dealers... okay? But they still sell cocaine, and they never stop selling cocaine, and they sell heroin and crystal too, and kill our kids, by the way, just to let you know if you didn't know that part. But I got some more information for you on the CIA. The CIA is so fucking retarded, they're involved with the murder of the Secret Service agent, involved with the murder of JFK, and involved with the impersonation of the Secret Service agent and the crime, and linked to the very direct G and the very devil-worshipping gang that they're involved with. But they were built on the CIA. Now, another thing. CIA put me on the terrorist watchdog list when they're the fucking terrorists. And I proved all them, and I never did one terrorist act in my life. Exactly. CIA, suck that dick. And don't forget to swallow.